With your eyes closed, just take a few moments to go inside and be aware of what is there at the start of this journey. That lets you know that you're at the beginning of beginning to relax. Things that you see, hear or feel that could stay the same or change as you let go and relax even more. Even just being able to leave your body to know what it knows how to do. Drift or sink to a place where your unconscious can deeply learn from what it hears within my words that helps you most move beyond to where you want to be. Because we both know you've been where you would no longer want to be. Being who you no longer want to be. And it's interesting to think of those things in your life that once held you back, now being things you've learned from and continue to learn from. Transforming old things into new. And it can be quite amazing how that learning keeps coming. New insights, new thoughts that lead to new discoveries about yourself. Strengths and resources that can open doors to new possibilities. While in the background, your unconscious is continuing to change your story, updating it and updating you into the version that emerges from your history, having learnt what was there to be learnt. Like the hero's journey, having to have to go through difficulties and challenges in order to become transformed, which is a powerful narrative shift. When you think about who you used to think yourself to be, and the names or the labels you'd have given yourself that made you feel bad or held you back, who you thought the world saw you as, and who you blamed. Such a weight to drag around with you, almost like a bag we spend our childhood filling with negatives, leaving us to carry the weight of it. No wonder our journey felt so hard. No wonder we felt we lacked the strength to move forward. And yet, when we see our past differently now, when we change the story and the character we play within it, where everything that happened was preparing you, almost like a sword that goes through the painful flames of the forge to emerge sharpened and strong. Every person you met whose memory has held you back was offering a lesson for you to choose the meaning of, why they needed to be there, what you needed to learn, and how sometimes those lessons were repeated by the same or different people until you learnt them, and our past becomes the home of our strengths, our resources, the key to our possibilities, and everything becomes possible because of the story you tell yourself about this journey, and who you choose your character to be as it emerges from the mists of the past into a new normality, like a caterpillar that spent too long thinking itself only a caterpillar and yet dreaming it could fly. As you're emerging now from the chrysalis, shedding the cocoon and wondering just where your wings should take you, anywhere, but perhaps somewhere will begin to appear in your mind, in things you notice around you, an idea of where your somewhere is. Because if we believe in having a purpose, apart from the fact it makes us happier to believe so, when you live a life of purpose, it changes everything. You realise that being here matters deeply. Every day, your presence in the world changes the world, and it's for you to choose how. That's our power. And yet you see so few people wielding it deliberately, just casually making the world better or worse through their unthinking actions, and to walk among them, but no longer be one of them, beginning to feel your mission, or that you're on one, without yet being sure what it is. Just noticing signs, like fingers pointing you in directions that increasingly you find yourself following. A path beneath your feet becoming something you can begin to feel more confidently. Knowing when you're on it empowers you, connects you to that within you that makes you special because of your struggles. because we all have scars, and it's from them that our gifts grow. Our scars define us, one way or another. And to realise now that you get to choose how. You get to choose who you're going to be. So, now is important. The more your unconscious connects to the deep changes, maybe even deeper than you realised at the time, the more you will become aware of the differences that are emerging from within, and how they align with differences emerging from the outside world. As above, so below. As you change, so does the world you walk through. The more the world around you changes, the more you feel a different person walking through it. And sometimes these things might be small, so small that you don't even notice them initially. But as they add up and join up with the larger things you notice, you can enjoy the growing belief in yourself that results. That you are embarked on a larger life, your life to make. And you might find that your path makes no sense to many others, and that can be a great thing. There's a reason why a life of purpose is a road less travelled. Why we needed the challenges of before to forge us to be ready for the challenges ahead, so that you know you can face whatever is ahead of you to face. More opportunities to learn, recognising that so often the obstacle is the way. Your path continues through it or around it, and you might find the call to be on it more and more clearly, almost irresistibly, growing into this sense that you matter, that your choices matter, that believing so is important to the world as you quietly go about building an uncommon life, one unique to you, under your control, a product of your choices, so that at some point in the future you can imagine your fulfilled self in the life you've built, being able to look back at the completed story of your life, with its dark moments that contained the seeds of your fate, to its struggles that forged your strengths, to its learning that revealed your path, to your brave choices that led you along it, to realise that everything is always as it needs to be for you now, and an opportunity for you to grow, endlessly curious about what you can turn your life into for the better, for everyone. And that means that each day we should ask your unconscious to bring to your awareness those fingers pointing you along your path as you make your way through your day, for you to access those aspects of character that help you bravely take the steps that so many others avoid as you create your life in your way. Each day doing something more than nothing to move forward as the new you who emerged from this cocoon, perhaps without even realising it. So we can both wonder what the next things that happen, that are the next steps on your journey, and what you do about them. So all I have to do now is to ask your unconscious to absorb everything it has learnt today, leaving it all the time it needs to take from what I've said, whatever helps you in the most powerful and positive ways, to continue growing into this new you, so that whenever you're ready, and only in your own time, you can open your eyes.